Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Racing Bros NASCAR Podcast, episode 34. I'm here with my co-host, Brian. Brian, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Not as good as Bubba Wallace, but
Oh, yeah.
no, we're in personal news. We are a little under the weather, but we're still, just me. I don't know why I'm saying we. Brian's fine. Brian's all good, but no, I'm a little under the weather, so my voice might come in and out every once in a while because I'm just getting over a nice, just cold season. So, yeah, it's just all congested, and if I sound different, that's why I sound different. So, if you didn't notice, good for you. But now we move on to Talladega. It happened on a Monday because it was rain shortened. If you guys haven't heard the news and literally been living under a cave for the last 3 days, Bubba Wallace won. He won. It was rain shortened, yes, on a Monday, but he earned that victory. And we'll get all into the recap. Brian, you want to start us off, or do you want?
Sure. Well, I'm going to be honest. I probably don't have the most out there notes, but I have something. So we have at the beginning, well, not the beginning of the race, but Denny pulled a Zach and overran his pit box.
Rip. Felt that. I felt that in my chest.
Allgaier got loose and turned by Byron, which was I'd argue that it was just some big runs that we had going.
Yeah, they're just like close together. Byron probably hit him a little off center. When you get in a tryover in Talladega, the cars get all loose and stuff, so you gotta be really careful bumping over there. Just bumped him wrong, and then gave Kyle Larson some major damage. So some major playoff implications with this.
Yeah, two Hendrick drivers, Well, actually, one Hendrick driver so far. Ryan Preece, trying to avoid the wreck, goes straight into the grass on the main straight, which was oof. He almost got himself in trouble there.
I honestly thought he was gonna get stuck with how wet the grass was. I honestly thought he was gonna get stuck right there.
Stage 1 winner, Chris Buescher.
Oh yeah,
Very interesting.
Roush Fenway showing that plate speed. But yeah, Chris Buescher with I think this is his second or third stage wins. I think
it's his second.
Yeah, because he won Homestead's first stage or something like that, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, he did. And then we heard over the radio, Larson was like, hey, we're going to blow a tire in 3 laps because they're trying to make minimum speed because they have major damage on the left side. So they're trying to tighten up the tie rods and stuff like that. Basically, the steering wheel is... if you look at a steering wheel and you look at the middle, basically, if you miss a line, it's going to be cocked one way or the other. His steering wheel was like, wasn't it like 9 o'clock or something?
I think he said it was at 5 o'clock.
So imagine the steering wheel at 5 o'clock. Like, his steering wheel all the way.
To go straight.
Yeah, to go straight. So he's all the way cocked to the right. And he's like, hey, we're going to blow this tire in like 3 laps. And they're like, just trying to make minimum speed and bring down pit road. Literally, 3 laps later, Kyle Larson into the wall with a blown tire. I was surprised he made 3 laps with his tire because they showed it on the broadcast. Literally, you could see it. Like, his tire just pointed right while he was going straight, which I don't think I've ever seen a car that misaligned and still on track. But he was, so I give him props for that, trying out. But yeah, he blew a tire, and then so another caution, and then we did have a rain caution to start. This kind of caused the craziness. So there was one rain caution before the next rain. It happened on lap 74. They had a little rain. It was a little red flag. It wasn't that long. So basically the teams were all racing to either halfway, which this race is 188 laps. So halfway would be lap 94. So either the teams are going to race to lap 94, or if we get past 94, it's an official race. So anything past lap 94 and it starts raining and they can't get the track back, they're just going to call official race. So all the teams know that coming in. They know that showers could pop up at any time. So all the teams were racing to lap 94 or past, as much as they can. In NASCAR, the rules are either if halfway comes first of said event or stage 2, just for future reference if we ever have any rain races, except the Roval. The Roval we do have rain tires for, so if it starts raining, we will put rain tires on. But so they're all racing the lap 94, especially the guys underneath the cut line. And then we had a big wreck with Chase Elliott basically gave Stenhouse a push. Well, with this package and the drafting package, you have to push. And this type of racing, you just have to push. Stenhouse pushes into the 48. He kind of hits him a little off, turns the 48 into the wall, ends Alex Bowman's day. And other cars were involved. Tyler Reddick, and then Chris Buescher and 37, and William Byron was also heavily involved. His day was done. No, his day wasn't done yet. And the 21. Oh,
yeah, if you want the full list, it's the 00, the 8, 18, 19, 37, 42, 48, 52, 66, and 78.
Yeah, sorry. I got a little ahead of myself there. I read the next caution.
Yeah. I figured that's why I read it out for you.
Yeah, so the first caution was Chase Elliott bumps Ricky Stenhouse, and Ricky Stenhouse hits Bowman off center, crashes in the wall, ends Bowman's day. That was the first wreck.
There you go.
Sorry if that was confusing. Then we raced on for a little bit. Then there's another caution where Chris Buescher got in the back of Ryan Preece. Preece got in the wall, was coming down towards the track, and collected Byron and DiBenedetto, ended their days. The rain came right after that. Bubba Wallace was in the lead after he fought his way to the lead, made a block up high on Keselowski and Logano, and they tried to get the race started back. They really did. So any conspiracists out there that's they're handing the wins, they did try to get the race because that's what they want to do. The fans paid for a 188 lap event. They want to give that, especially after they stayed an extra day. But yeah, and then Bubba Wallace was declared the winner. He is this is the first race weekend with first-time winners. So Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup all had first-time winners. And Bubba is the first African-American man to win a NASCAR sanctioned event NASCAR Cup Series race since 1963. So Bubba Wallace is a Cup Series winner. He's been fast all year on the plate tracks. I think this is the only plate track I did not pick him. Well, except Daytona. Like the other two, the August Daytona race and the first Talladega race I picked him. So I guess I picked him one race too soon.
Yeah.
But he's been fast all year on the plate tracks. He's had speed. So good on Bubba Wallace. I know people are going to kind of look at a side eye with this rain win, but I think he earned it. All the teams knew the rain were coming. They knew it was an official race. They knew any lap it can end. So they're all racing hard. They're all trying to get up there. So this race in particular to other rain short events, the cars knew that rain was coming, and it's not like Bubba Wallace stayed out led one lap. It was like, oh, okay, gets the win. He deserved it. He made the move to win, and he got the trophy. So good job, Bubba Wallace. Congrats, Denny Hamlin, on his first win as an owner, and Michael Jordan. And this is the first win for McDonald's in NASCAR since 1994. So he broke the curse of McDonald's, and they all got their first win. Also, his crew chief, Booty Barker, this was like his 483rd career NASCAR start as a crew chief, and he got his first one. So it was first all around this weekend. But great job, Bubba Wallace. And yeah,
well deserved.
Now we're gonna give it a ranking. We're gonna rate this race. It was a good race. Oh wait, we got to talk about our picks.
Oh yeah.
Brian, who did you pick? Truex? You picked Truex.
I picked Truex.
And he finished 12th, so not too bad for old Truex. And I picked Byron, and Byron got in the last wreck, finished 37th. So Brian takes the points lead back over from, let me check my phone really quick because I have the notes. He takes an 18-point lead.
Oh, wow.
So Brian has 935. I have 917. He already won the championship. We're just doing this for fun. Then to see if I could get him at the end so I can have ultimate bragging rights. And then he could just say, well, I wasn't really picking, what I would usually pick if I was trying. But, yeah, so that's how our picks did. Also, playoff standings we got to talk about. So, with the playoff standings, I'm going to put it on the... Can I put it on the screen? Yes. All right, so I'm going to put it on the screen. Playoff standings. We have... Let me shrink this really quick. So, above the cut line, Hamlin's in, so he's all good. Second to 8th is separated by... Well, second to 9th is separated by 22 points. That's going to be really interesting coming in the Roval. So Larson, with his bad day, is only up 22. Logano plus 21. Keselowski plus 20. Truex plus 20. Blaney plus 15. Elliott plus 9. Kyle Busch plus 9. And then the first driver out currently is Harvick minus 9. Bell is minus 28. So he's going to have to most likely kind of win. And Byron and Bowman both have to win to get in. Well, it's not mathematically they have to win to get in, but pretty much they do so.
Unless they have a perfect race.
Yeah. So, and, the other players get 1 point.
Right.
So, pretty much they got to win. That is playoff standings. Past Talladega, we will be talking about that later in the show as well. Let me get this back up. There we go. And, yeah, so now we got to rate the race. So, Brian, what do you rate this rain-shortened event?
I was thinking 80 to 85. I was playing on the idea of, it's Bubba's first win. It's a playoff race. And then I thought, the rain kind of sucks. It happens, but I would have liked to see this go longer. Right. But in the end, I ended up rating this a great race at an 80.
I could not agree with you more. I think 80 is a perfect number for this race. You could say, well, it was a really good race, so you could rate it 100 or so. I don't know if I'd ever rate a rain-shortened event 100, just for the fact because I want to see a full race. But this was a very good race. There's moves. There wasn't any huge crashes, I would say. There was some crashes, a couple cars. It wasn't anything too crazy because we obviously didn't go the full distance. But yeah, it was a good race. No complaints. This is the last race of the Gen 6 era for the plate tracks. So, what a way to go out. But yeah. Thought this was a good race. 80's good. Nice round number, 80%. We're not going to take anything away from the rain-shortened race, but we're not going to add anything to it. Because, we already had a exciting winner But
Right.
now we go into our questions. So, question 1, do you think this momentous win by Bubba Wallace brings newer fans into the sport? And did he earn this win? The last part of that question, did he earn this win? We already kind of talked about it. Yes, he made the blocks and moves necessary to win the race. All the teams knew what lap they were racing to, so he did earn that race. And then to bring newer fans in the sport, I think next race will probably get a few extra eyeballs, because they're like, oh, Bubba's in here, he's a race winner. We can see what he does. And I think it brings some, there's going to be some newer eyeballs next race. I don't know if they're going to stay, obviously. I hope they do. That'd be awesome. But I think there would probably be more people watching the Roval than before. Just casual fans that maybe saw on SportsCenter or something that Bubba Wallace won and stuff like that. So hopefully, they jump in and they love what they see. That's all we could ask. If we get new eyeballs on the sport, get them hooked. And yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much right there with you. I mean, I would say that obviously this is a very historic weekend in general, and also even more historic with the second African American driver ever to win. I personally think with the way that things have been going within the past 2 years and the amount of, I would say, change that, motorsports is becoming a regular thing again.
Yeah,
where
especially
nobody's... Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say, especially with F1 and the Driven series, I think a lot of people was drawn to that just for F1. I think maybe NASCAR should do something as that. But, yeah, it's just, motorsports is getting more in the public eye, I would say. There's a bubble with NASCAR that we know. Mid-2000s, everything lined up perfectly. And then, the economic crash came in. People stopped going to races. NASCAR's making sweeping changes to the cars and rules, and superstars from that era was starting to retire. So we've known that their viewership has gone down and stuff like that. But, all we can hope for is new eyes on the sport, actually seeing it, and maybe enjoying what they see. We can't ask, all the casual people to tune in and stuff, but, if we could get some more eyeballs on it, especially with Bubba Wallace winning, because, we've seen it all on SportsCenter. He's done all the talk shows and stuff like that. If he can bring in new players or new viewers to see the NASCAR, that's amazing. That is absolutely incredible. That's the guy we need to, be the face of our sport, like Bubba Wallace, or even our most recent champion, like Chase Elliott, or some of the younger guys, like maybe a Ryan Blaney or something like that. So we got to show off our superstars. We got to show what sells and what doesn't, So if he can bring newer fans in, that's great. That's absolutely great.
Great, and there's no better time to do a Drive to Survive series for NASCAR than now. If you were to start it this next upcoming season, it would probably bring the eyes of... Well, you got to think the way that everything is now. Everything's through technology. All the kids have their eyes on computer screens and TVs and everything like that. So with this happening, the kids are going to be drawn to something on Netflix about NASCAR, and they're going to be like, oh, well, what is this thing that just popped up in my face? It's like, I might give it a try, but then they're going to go, ew, it's NASCAR, and then they're going to give it a try, and maybe it'll completely change their mind.
Right.
So I think not only does this win from Bubba Wallace hopefully bring fans to the sport, but I think that, there's, like what you sent me earlier in the week with Shannon Sharp looking at that screen while Bubba Wallace was celebrating, and he just had this big smile on his face and he couldn't stop looking. That's what I want to see from more people nowadays.
Yeah, so if you don't know, we watched the show Undisputed with Skip and Shannon. You've probably seen clips on it, or you're pretty tired of Skip's takes or whatever. They did actually bring it up on the show with Bubba Wallace, and there's this segment where Shannon Sharp he's actually a pretty big NASCAR fan. Like, he knows like a lot of old drivers and stuff like that. He brings that up and stuff. So he's watched it before, obviously, and seen it. And he said he was a pretty big fan, and he's talking about it. And it's not like he's getting everything technically right. Like, there's some stuff that you might say a little wrong or whatever, but we're not going to kill him. But yeah, he was looking over on the second monitor, and you could just see like the joy in his face, like the joy and proudness he had of Bubba Wallace right there. He's like, "Ooh, look at that block, Skip! Look at that! Look at that!" And like, he was like so hyped. He's big smile. Like, Skip's talking to him, and he's like keeps on turning over the screen, just watching it, just like absolutely loving it. And I hope there could be more of that with this sport, because we all know, if you've been a NASCAR lifer, there's been certain things you don't agree with NASCAR and what they do, what maybe package or rules stuff they did, but just to get those moments, like those memorable moments, and just like bring a smile to people's faces and bring joy and hope to like other races and communities. Like, hey, if he can do it, you can do it as well. Anything is possible. Come. And NASCAR's been way more open with that, especially in the last year and a half, with his Confederate flag ban, the gay pride stuff that they were doing as well. They've been more open to things like that, like saying "I am NASCAR" and things. So they're trying to be more open to the sport that's been mostly like Southern based and shit like that. So it's really nice to see, just filling up with their open arms. It's like, come on, just watch our sport. We're welcoming to everyone. I mean, even with Alvin Kamara, like, he's working in NASCAR. It's just like they're just getting at it. Like, come on in, man. Then you got Jesse Woogie and Emmett Smith running Xfinity team next year. It's just like we're trying to be more open to people coming in, no matter how different we are. We all put pants on in the same way. So, yeah. Now we're going to move on to question number 2, unless you had something else to say.
Nope, that's all.
All right. Question number 2. Who has the best shot below the cut line to get above it, and who above the cut line should be nervous?
Ooh.
I should pull it back on screen so people could remember. Because if you didn't remember, well, you failed. Oh, no. Wrong thing. That's what I meant to do. There we go. All right. Got it. I'm tech savvy over here.
There you go.
All right. Below the cut line, it's all in red. So Harvick -9, Bell 28, Byron -44, Bowman -52. So the person that has the best shot below the cut line and get above it, obviously, you would think it's Harvick. I mean, he's not generally viewed as a road racer, but he's only 9 points out. So you'd be like, well, it's probably Harvick. Just can find those 9 points because he is a veteran and stuff like that. Christopher Bell he won Daytona Road Course and been strong on all road courses this year. Byron has a stage win and was really fast on road courses as well. And Bowman is super fast on the Roval. And hot take, he has the best chance. I'm saying, because Harvick's not viewed as a road racer. I mean, he's a veteran. He can maybe find those 9 points. But, I mean, Bowman has a top 5 average finish at the Roval. So you know he's going to be fast. So I think he has the best shot to get in. And I'm going to take him this week. That is my pick to win the race. I say Bowman wins it and steals a playoff spot.
That's actually a really good pick. Yeah, I looked at Kevin Harvick and I saw the -9, and I got fooled at first too. But then I was like, yeah, we're going to the Roval. I don't see it happening for him this week, which really sucks because I don't want to see the vet go out like this, but it's gonna happen. Christopher Bell, I also kind of thought was gonna be, I thought he was gonna be the one to do it, if any, because he doesn't have to win to get in.
Right.
A win would secure it, but he can just have a good enough finish, and like somebody in there could just choke. Brad could choke, Joey Logano could choke, but Kyle Busch could even choke. It's just the odds of that happening aren't very good. So I actually agree. Alex Bowman, I feel like, is probably going to be the best option to move ahead of the bubble. Just because, you even said it. He has the experience. He's really good at the Roval, and I see him being the one that can win. As for somebody who should be nervous, Kyle Busch is a decent road racer. Chase Elliott's a really good road racer. Ryan Blaney's hit or miss, I think. Mm-hmm. He's a good driver, but it just he either needs to be on it or he might not. To be honest, I don't really. The best person I would say to be nervous would be Brad, as far up as he is on the list.
Yeah, Brad's an option, but I think, look at that cutoff line right there. So Kyle Busch, Elliott, right there.
Yeah.
So they're both tied with the same points. We know Elliott's going to be up front in the Roval. He always is. It's Chase's playground. But then look at the cutoff between Blaney and Kyle Busch. There's only 6 points right there. And if Bowman wins, it automatically kicks the first driver on the cut line down. So,
yeah,
to me, Kyle Busch and Blaney's got to be the most nervous because we know Chase is going to be up there.
for sure.
He literally wrecked the car in 2019 or so and still won the race. Keselowski's not a good road racer either, but plus 20, that's a lot of points. I think he could do decent enough, like a top 15-ish maybe, to kind of keep up. Truex is going to be in the top 5, I would say. Logano will find a way to the top 10. He's not particularly strong, but Daytona Road Course, he was also up there. He found a way up there. Larson has been great on road courses with Hendrick, so I'm not worried there. And then, yeah, I'd say the worst is Blaney and Kyle Busch. Blaney has a Roval win, but I would say those two are probably the most nervous because if one below the cut line, jumps up, who's ever on that cut line is going to be out. And I think Bowman, under pressure at the Roval, Bowman has delivered. So I think Bowman delivers again this weekend.
Yeah, and also the more I think about it, the more I realize, Kyle Busch has had this on and off streak with his car where one race it's pretty good, the next race it's dog, it's awful. Mm-hmm. So with the way that these have been shifting, unfortunately this is supposed to be the week where his car is not going to be so good. Right. So Kyle Busch may be extra nervous this week, and he may be on his guys to make sure that car is top 5 potential.
Right.
So, yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah, so I think those are players you got to really worry about, Blaney and Kyle Busch, because they might not be particularly strong road course racers, but it'll be interesting, especially if it's supposed to rain. Wink, wink.
Oh boy,
that'll make it way
slippery
crazier.
Course.
All right, we got some news items this week. So over the weekend, Denny Hamlin announced Kurt Busch does have a charter and crew chief lined up already for the 45 car, but they have not been named because the crew chief is currently employed somewhere. and we don't know where he got the charter from. There's heavy rumors that it's Front Row Motorsports charter. So basically the rumor is, if you guys haven't heard it, Front Row would switch manufacturers to probably Toyota, and they would keep McDowell's charter but then sell or lease the charter to 2311 for Kurt Busch. But Kurt Busch already has a charter out, so that deal could be in place and they're just waiting. But that is kind of the rumor. We're waiting to hear for a number of sources and Bob Pockris. So we'll see if that comes into fruition. And today, Michael Annett to retire from full-time competition after the 2021 season. He got hurt during the season, tried to rehab really quick, got back in the car, re-injured himself. So after injuring himself twice, he's just going to retire from full-time competition. I don't know if that means he's going to do part-time for JRM or any other teams next year, but he retired, announced it today. Now we preview the Roval. It's probably going to be chaos, especially with people, not anyone's really safe except Hamlin. So I expect, it might get a little crazy, especially with those guys needing to just win. Like, they're not going to go for stage points. They're just going to win. They just have to go for the win. So it's going to be a crazy race. The Roval is anyways, but especially with people needing points and stuff like that, it's going to be pretty crazy. For my pick to win the race, I already picked Bowman, so I'm sticking with Bowman. I think he's going to do it. And Brian, who do you pick?
So I got kind of nervous when you said that there was going to be, or that you were kind of hinting at some rain going in. But I'm going to be honest. Since you're going with somebody under the cut line, I was also thinking about doing the same thing. I didn't want to go with Bowman because I knew you would. So I went with somebody else who basically needs to win, but it's not 100%. And that's Christopher Bell.
Bell.
I kind of see this weekend going like a previous race that I ended up watching the highlights for. Unfortunately, I don't remember exactly what race it was, but I just remember everybody coming up to the first turn and all missing their braking points and going straight into a wall. So we'll see how this goes. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be chaos. It's gonna be everything you want for a road race.
Oh, for sure. It's major playoff implications coming this weekend.
Oh, for sure.
So this is the last race of the round of 12. After that, we cut 4 drivers out and we go to the round of 8. So gotta, pay attention. This is going to be one to watch. And then next week, we are also going to have a special guest, longtime listener. We're going to have our buddy Robert come on with us, talk a little bit about the Roval. So you guys can meet Robert. He's been literally our main, he's been supporting since literally day one. Don't know why. Probably a little crazy, but we'll see about Robert. Great guy. Me and Brian love him. So you guys just see him next weekend. Well, next week on Wednesday. Thanks to Instacart for also staying as a partner with us. Instacart makes your life easy. Just go on their app, pick the groceries you want, and someone will get those for you within the hour or a little bit past the hour. I mean, anytime I've used it, it's been within the hour. So it's pretty reliable. You just still stay at home, just continue the sim race, or do a podcast, and your groceries will be delivered to your door. So Instacart makes your life easy. If you click our vanity link, you will get your first delivery free. Well, delivery charges free because you got to pay delivery charges. Don't think you can order $200 worth of food and be free because we told you. Because no, it's not. It's not that. But it makes your life easy. I don't know why you're not using it yet. Make sure you guys use it. But thank you guys again for another episode. We're winding down the season here. It's going to be past the round of 12 now. Wow. We're really getting down to it. Now it's going to be round of 8. And then one more round. Boom, we're in the championship 4, Brian.
Man, oh man. And that championship 4 is going to be wild.
Yep. But thank you guys for, the whole season. We're still not done. But thank you guys so much for the support. We appreciate all our fans out there.
We're 98 away from 1,000 downloads.
Yes, we are at 902 downloads. If you guys wanted to know.
Wow.
September was our highest downloaded month. So thank you.
By far.
Yeah, we absolutely blew it out the water. So thank you guys so much for downloading. We appreciate all our fans out there. Follow us on social media. Just look up Racing Bros Podcast on Instagram or Twitter. Follow us there. Then you'll see our personal accounts. You can just give us a follow if you want. Send us a little DM that, our takes are bad or we suck or whatever. But thank you guys so much. I guess a little range shortened podcast episode for us, but let's talk about. Just now we're gonna sign off. So I've been your host, Zach, and Brian. Thanks for coming along again.
Thanks for having me as always.
Yeah, no problem. I just drag you out the basement and be like, Brian, talk for at least an hour. If not, go back to the basement. So Brian's going back to the basement. I'm going to stay above ground because, you suck, Brian.
It's just the way it is.
Yep. All right. See you guys next week.
All right. Take care.